a war that never officially started, yet defined 45 years of human history. Two superpowers, armed with enough nuclear weapons to erase civilization 10 times over, engaged in a terrifying global chess match of espionage, proxy wars, and ideological combat. From Berlin to Cuba, from the space race to the war in Vietnam, the world lived under the shadow of the mushroom cloud. This is the Cold War, the longest, most expensive, and most defining standoff of the 20th century. The seeds were sown in the ruins of World War II. Winston Churchill declared that an iron curtain had descended across Europe. The West, led by the United States, adopted the Truman Doctrine, containing Soviet expansion. Economic recovery in Western Europe was fueled by the Marshall Plan, while the Soviets enforced their control over the Eastern Bloc. The first flashpoint, the 1948 Berlin airlift, where the West defied a Soviet blockade to keep a divided city alive. The existential dread began in 1949 when the Soviet Union successfully tested its own atomic bomb. The arms race was on. In 1950, the Korean War became the first major proxy conflict, a brutal 3-year struggle that solidified the division of the peninsula. Global alliances followed. NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, squared off against the Warsaw Pact. But the crisis that brought the world closest to the brink was the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. For 13 days, humanity held its breath as US and Soviet leaders negotiated the removal of nuclear missiles from Cuba. While the two sides avoided direct military confrontation, they fought fiercely on other fronts. The space race became a crucial ideological battleground. Sputnik's launch terrified America. But the US recovered, achieving a stunning victory in 1969 with the Apollo 11 mission, Neil Armstrong on the moon. Simultaneously, the struggle to contain communism led to the disastrous Vietnam War, deeply dividing the US population and consuming a generation. By the 1970s, a period of détente, a lessening of tensions, allowed for treaties like SALT, limiting strategic arms. But this calm was shattered in 1979 when the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan. Ronald Reagan labeled the USSR the evil empire and initiated the massive Strategic Defense Initiative, nicknamed Star Wars, aiming to bankrupt the Soviet economy. The pressure was immense. The final chapter began with Mikhail Gorbachev's reforms, perestroika, or economic restructuring, and glasnost, or political openness. These efforts were meant to save the system, but instead unleashed pent-up desire for freedom across the Eastern Bloc. In 1989, the most iconic symbol of the Cold War, the Berlin Wall, was torn down by jubilant crowds. One by one, Eastern European nations